Hello dear chess friends and welcome to our new video. I will present the game played in a recently finished European Club Cup final held in Struga, North Macedonia. Game is from the match Chess Club Offerspiel played against the Sprenger Achtermach. White pieces were led by Frode Urkedal, Grandmaster from Norway, while black pieces were led by Michael Hames. A very interesting game played in French defense, Mech catching line, so let's go to analyze it right now. d4, e6, e4, d5, knight c3, and knight f6, where bishop g5 was played. And black has two options here. One option is bishop e7, another is bishop e4, and of course a third option is just switching to Rubinstein variation with d takes e4. Bishop b4 was played. That's so-called Mech catching line, where after e6 black saves the piece with, after e5 black saves the piece with h6 and bishop d2. Game was very interesting. Some interesting theoretical discussion happened a bit later, but I want now to say that that is all variation, but nowadays that variation gets some revitalizing, and it is fashionable once again. Thanks to Fischer efforts, white players in the 60s and 70s of last century found good ways to crush black setups, and I think the first who learned how to calm down white's initiative was Petrosian, who managed to perform that variation successfully against the Fischer. Yes. Here black is in dilemma, moving knight back to d7 or take on c3. Normally that variation is related to taking, it's based on taking, and after taking back knight e4, bishop c1 and c5. Okay, taking on c3 would be risky because queen g4 and g6 can lead to some sharp complications where white has some compensation for offer pawn. There are chances to attack on the king side. White threatens with sacrificing on g6. There is possibility bishop a3, also h4, h5, so there is some compensation. In the game, black rather played c5, where after knight e2, white defends pawn d4 and pawn c3 as well. Knight c6, and that is interesting move. I would rather play queen a5 first to determine white intention, but anyway, that will not stop f3 because black mustn't take, because after cd, knight d4, black sooner or later will lose that knight which cannot escape. So usually I would rather prefer queen a5 for some reason. I think black should in win hour and similar variation activate that queen early, but usually that will just transpose to some lines. We'll see very soon. f3, knight g5, knight g3, opening the bishop, preparing, activating the pieces, and now f5. Played in some manner of Aaron Nimzowitsch prophylaxis, but that is not good move because white simply will just neglect capturing that pawn en passant. So what should black do? Maybe now queen a5 would be better, or knight h7 with idea to relocate that knight as fast as possible. So, but after f5, h4, knight h7, knight f7 will allow white to play knight h5 as well. So knight h5 will come in next move. After knight h7, there is knight h5, castling bishop e3. White knight is ready to get control over important blockading spot on f4, and black now plays queen a5, of course, that is met by queen d2. White harmoniously finished development and has serious advantage. White even managed to put bishop on e3 before he plays queen to d2, And now black tried to go for something to get relief from white pressure, but you'll see now after that black is just strategically lost. He cannot play g6 because after knight f4 there will be problems with that targeted pawns g6 and h6. Knight h7 is out of play. Bishop c7 is bad, and it looks like black must go for some action with knight a5. That is something what happened in the game. But point is after that and potential check on c4, white would not take to give that bishop c8 beautiful diagonal a8 to h1. No, white just play calmly g4, common move g4, where white wants to strike on the king side. Generally, white follows the routine, white follows the superb advice, play on the side you are stronger. White is stronger on the king side, that's why he played g4. If black doesn't take, there is interesting possibility of even g5 squeezing black more and more, or bishop d3 renewing threat of capturing to f5. That's why black decided to capture. White captured back, bishop d7 and bishop d3. Instead of bishop d7, I think knight c4 should be preferred, but black wanted, in case of white captures on c4, to have one extra tempo. The point is now after knight c4, white must take, otherwise he will not have advantage. And now g5. Black cannot easily escape white's attack on the king side, because after this there is even rook ag1, and there is problem with square g7, with spot g7, with unfinished development and inactive pieces on the queen side. Black faces disaster on the king side. Okay, f takes g, bishop d7, bishop d3, but now after knight c4, white is not obliged to take. No, now bishop c4 would be mistake. Now just king e2, calm move. If black captures the bishop, okay, everything is okay for white. There is rook g1 with g5, and still black would be in problems. Rook fc8 was played, but of course there is nothing to achieve on the c file. White just strikes and strikes. Who care about the pawn? After that, black will just lose the game simply. After knight retreats, there is rook g7, or there is knight f6, as you can see. So in our game, black played knight f8, but deadly mate attacking king continues even without queens on the board. Knight f6 winning in style. What can happen after taking? Well, of course, taking with g, with idea of penetrating with 7th rank. There is clear idea of check, rook h8, and targeting that poor knight. Black decided to escape with the king, but now let me show first after taking if black goes for escaping with the king. Now, okay, rook ag1, king escapes, but there is nothing. Rook h8, and black will soon lose the game. So, due to threat bishop g6, for instance. After king f7, superb move g6, white wins in style. If black captures, there is of course rook ag1 move, and black collapses, or white can even take to force the play after rook ag1. Sorry, this rook is better. Now that would lead to a beautiful mate, right? Rook g5, but king f7 will allow white to go for rook h7 with disaster on square h7. Even rook g8 would not help black because white has that move with winning in style. With soon mating, yeah. So after g6, black played king e7, but now bishop g5, bishop e8, and knight g7. So beautiful move. Discovered check, and black loses the knight. That's how the game was ended. Decisive attack on opponent king, even with minimal material on the board. What is the minimal material? Well, I think we can consider exchanging queens as serious minimalizing material, which may be used in attacking on opponent king. once again, I want to pay attention on an important moment. So since that moment white got initiative, f5 is not good because that wastes time, creates some holes and leaves black without counterplay. After knight h5, white successfully relocated pieces, and after exchanging queens, black without any counterplay just suffered under white's attack. Of course, not taking on c4 this time, just g5 and beautiful win after g6, forcing the win. That's the way Frode Urkedal won the game against Michael James. Really amazing game, and I hope, dear chess friends, you could learn thing or two from that game. Thanks a lot for following us once again. If you didn't, please subscribe to our channel, Chess Club Pobednik, and we are here for you, waiting for your critics, suggestions, ideas, and wishes. We will try to go better together with you, and we will try to help you to enjoy our beloved game of chess. See you soon with new video materials. Bye bye.